working in the lab late one night, when my eyes beheld an eerie sight. For my monster from his slab began to rise, and suddenly, to my surprise,
he did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
The monster mash.
It was a graveyard smash.
He did the mash.
It caught on in a flash.
He did the mash.
He did the monster mash.
It's the mommy.
They're playing your song, honey. Let's dance.
Hello, I'm What's Left of Victor, and this is The Junkyard. My last attempt at a serum didn't go quite exactly as planned, in that I died. So there were some bugs to work out. Fortunately, I can still move small things around, so I started brewing some decorpsinator serum. Thank God that episode of Adventure Time actually showed the formula. Anyway, while that percolates, I figured I would look at a strange movie for this Monster Mash month with Mad Monster Party. The film starts with Boris Karloff, playing Puppet Boris Karloff, playing Puppet Dr. Frankenstein, putting the finishing touches on a substance capable of outright destroying matter. To celebrate, he sends out his carrier bats with invites to a party. Already we can see that the animation here is a bit below the average Rankin Bass standards, but it has its charm. We get a preview of the bulk of the cast in the opening credits, and then we meet Felix, the main protagonist. He's a sickly screw-up working at a crappy job when he gets his invitation.
Oh, Mr. Cronkite, the convention is on the 13th. Can I have this week off to get there and back?
And no, you will not get used to that voice. It will never seem to fit the character design. Just deal with it. Oh well, at least the voices can't get any worse.
Do you forget the last time you had a roving eye? I kept it in a jar for a week.
Oh, hey Phyllis Diller, now that you're here, the nightmare is complete. Oh wait, not quite. She's singing. It's a goddamn musical. Okay, moving on. We meet Francesca, Frankenstein's assistant, and my gods, but even considering the yearly output of Japan, she might still be the most weirdly proportioned woman I've ever seen animated. In any case, here we learn that Frankenstein intends to retire and leave all his property and works to Felix, which pisses Franny off. Next we get a series of scenes of the monsters and Felix traveling to the Island of Evil. They're cloning dinosaurs on the Island of Death right next door. Sorry. Anyway, there's little to recount here, so let's move on. Frankenstein is prepping his zombie house staff, and... are those rings in their noses supposed to suggest that these are undead Africans? I'm just not going to go there. Anyway, a ghoulish Peter Lorre impersonator rounds out the cast, and we even get a Pete has the hots for Franny subplot to boot. Take the subplots where you can get them, folks. This ain't exactly Mario Puzo. Oh god, I think Phil Stiller is contagious. So the guests start arriving, each greeted with a thick cloud of puns, most of which come from Miss Diller. Like I said, there's not a lot to the plot here yet, so we're just having fun fleshing out the characters and setting. Finally, the monsters sit down to dinner where Frankenstein, who is apparently their leader, reveals his destruction formula and his imminent retirement. Immediately, Dracula and Werewolf, Francesca, as well as Diller and the monster, start making their own plans.
I can make the doctor's secrets mine before he bestows them on that Felix Flanken. And I can use Dracula to help me.
Baby, Francesca is up to something with that Dracula. They both bear watching. Besides, it's her own fault for thinking so loud.
After dinner and dancing, Franny and the Count agree to work together to get rid of Fritz, each planning to off the other when they are no longer of use. Diller was listening in, and, discovering this, they're about to get rid of her when her husband shows up and the two females get into a cat fight in their underwear? I apologize, I may be hallucinating at this point. Then Wolfman shows up, and holy crap, we finally get a genuine three-way monster brawl between Frankie, Wolfie, and Drac. And my goodness is this depressing. Anyway, wackiness ensues. The next day, Dr. Frankenstein and Francesca go to the beach to meet Felix. Oh, and by the way, Doc keeps mentioning how he hopes it doesn't show up uninvited. It is capable of anything, so on and so on. I'm sure this won't be relevant to the movie, but for the sake of completion, I thought I'd mention it. So yeah, Felix shows up, displaying his crippling comedic clumsiness. No, seriously, he can't go 4 steps without tripping. That's not funny, that's tragic. How does he live? Anyway, Franny wastes no time in trying to do away with Felix, taking him on a picnic where death is on the menu. Actually, it's your typical, people try to kill a clueless hero, but he's so clueless he defeats everyone without even knowing it scene. Moving right along. So Frankenstein eventually clues him in and explains about the inheritance. Felix is reluctant to accept the position as leader of the monsters, and his uncle tries to reassure him with a song and lots of horrible little monsters. I don't know why that didn't convince him. Felix must have a will of steel. Well, back with Franny and Drac, the vampires decide to team up with the monster and his mate, double-crossing Francesca. She manages to get away from them long enough to send a mysterious carrier bat. However, even as Felix is deciding that he can't take the job, Franny is cornered by the monstrous trio. She throws herself out a window into the alligator-filled moat, where she is rescued by Felix. The two become friendly and cue another song. Anyway, the monsters have organized and are heading out to destroy Felix and Franny. He actually manages to save her from the local flora through his own strength and resourcefulness, which I think is breaking some kind of bumbling hero rule, but whatever. Still, she gets captured, and Felix is soon to follow when, what do you know? It arrives. Guess he got Francesca's invite. Unfortunately, it has intentions for Franny itself. Frankenstein tells Felix to wait in the boat while he takes care of it. The Mega Monkey now has not only Francesca, but also a handful of mad monsters. Frankenstein and the zombie swoop in flying their antique fighter planes, and after getting it to drop Franny, the Doctor releases his matter destruction formula, killing himself and all the monsters. Jumping genocides! I guess that's one way to deal with unwanted house guests. Anyway, Francesca reveals to Felix that she's actually an android, to which he replies,
Well, Francesca, none of us are perfect. Are perfect, are perfect, are perfect, are perfect, are perfect.
That's funny, if nonsensical. Anyway, there the film ends. This was a fun enough movie. The animation, as I said, is a bit subpar, with really lazy lip sync in parts. The musical cues were anywhere between bad and acceptably boring. There's some memorable parts, some good jokes, and visual gags. That looks about right. Here goes. Alright. Well, in short, I thought this film was worth watching at least one of these Halloweens. In fact, it would be pretty much perfect as something to put in the background on the TV during a party. Well, this has been Victor with The Junkyard. Thanks for watching and have a good day. Woo. Okay, I think my mortal coil is ready for reshuffling. And allow me to slip into something more comfortable.
You gotta stay one step ahead. Stay one step ahead. Tune into what's happening and stay one step ahead.
4! That's what I forgot. Damn it. Wait a minute. My immortal soul is an asshole.